Here with us here on Street Smart, the SGX still indicating a soft start today, and global cues also not very supportive this morning. We've got Richard Jain and Vivek Mahajan joining us on the show. Richard, we've all been talking about how we've been stuck in this really tight range of 7,700 to about, well, not even 8,000. What are you tracking when it comes to some of the levels that we're looking at right now?
Good morning, Abha. Probably the recent low of the month of the first week of May, which was 7,678, that's a crucial support for the index now. However, said that last I think it's been around 1 month where we are trading in this range bound trading of 76.50 and on the lower side and 79.50 on the higher side. Again, after this recent correction, prices have come to the lower end of the range. I think going short at current levels won't be that wise idea because the risk reward now is not favorable to go on the short side. What we are seeing amongst the market participants, when index usually goes up and goes close to the resistance areas, they come out with a feeling that now there would be a breakout of the higher level. And now when the indexes have corrected and they come to the support area, then they come out with a feeling that now the indexes are likely to breach the lower end of the support zone. So I think one should not get much carried away of, when the indexes generally comes very close to this support or resistance areas. We are still trading in a range bound activity. The indices are not given any any directional movement that whether it would give a breakdown on downside or it will give this breakout of this 7950 resistance road. Till Nifty comes out of this range, I think it would be wise to avoid trading in index at current levels. Do stock specific trades. Stock specific, there would be opportunities to go on the long side as well as on the short side within this range bound trading activity. As far as levels are concerned, 7670 is a crucial support for index. Until that Nifty manages to hold that 7670 support, I think one should not create any short positions now, just because it's trading at it very close to its support zone.
Good morning, Richard. I got a couple of stocks. If you have happened to look at the charts on any of them, so I'll just start first with Manappuram, Gru Finance, Shriram, Harita Seating Systems, and Somani Ceramics. Your thoughts on these five if you've looked at the charts?
Good morning, Ashu. Well, probably amongst all these names, we are quite positive on Manappuram Finance and Guru Finance. The chart structure of both these stocks amongst all these looks very encouraging. Guru Finance, although it's been trading in a range bound and 280 is a bit resistance for the stock, but once it takes out 280, then I think the stock has potential to go toward its all-time high of 310. So 280 would be the crucial level to watch in Guru Finance. It's been almost 2 years wherein the stock has traded in a range bound, and 280 is the higher end of the range. So with volumes coming in now on the when prices are going up, if it manages to go about 280, then there is a probability of the stock even going up to 310. So one should trade with positive bias in Guru Finance. Apart from that, Manappuram Finance has been steadily forming this higher top, higher bottom formation, and that's a positive thing. Even if we see the weekly or monthly charts, the trend for the stock continues to remain up. Any corrective action would be a good buying opportunity in the stock. 59.60 would be the immediate target for short-term trading target that's looking that the stock could go.
Vivek, let's get your view in as well on market direction. We're in the thick of things. Banks have been playing spoil sport, PSU banks particularly. What's your sense? Are you also feeling a little bearish right now?
Yeah, market seems to be feeling significant pressure at higher level. Of course, we are seeing the FI is not being supportive at all as far as the markets are concerned over last 1 week or two. With the selling, though not very high, but selling is there nevertheless. Also, the recent cues that are coming out, particularly from the US quarters or the statements by various Fed presidents, a feeling that a rate cut and a rate increase next month could be round the corner, with the probability having gone up to 32% from 4% earlier this month. Definitely that is having taking a toll on the marketplace. US dollar strong, emerging market currencies weakening, impact is being felt by the commodities as well, and the rub-off effect of there is there on the on the equity markets. We also have a OPEC meeting on 2nd of June, though nothing major expected out of that. We believe crude will remain under pressure, so definitely likely to have a pressure on the equity markets as well. You are right in saying that the financial sector stocks are under pressure. Yes, particularly the state-owned enterprise banks, which have come under significant pressure after the disastrous results or the worst results in their lifetime posted by some of these banks. We believe the pressure in the market is likely to continue at higher level in line with the global cues, but the recent volatility along with the FNO expiry, which the volatility will get added to, should be used as a buying opportunity. We are seeing some pockets of outperformance as far as the results are concerned, so investors should take advantage of this volatility.
Ruchit, a couple more stocks. Let's start with this Tata Metallics. What's going on? I mean, is this stock getting completely re-rated or something else? I'll put that stock up. It's been on a freeze regularly. Also, if we can take a look at DB Realty. Yesterday, the volume seemed to have shot up, and I saw on the charts like one big spike. Maybe it was just a one-time event. Then GHCL and Bajaj Electric. I mean, maybe it has a smooth chart, but I don't know if it's on a runaway. So Bajaj Electricals, GHCL, DB Realty, and Tata Metallics. Ruchit?
Ashu, even last time we spoke about this Tata Metallics, we had how it went on circuit to circuit, and this high top, high bottom formation has continued for the stock. It clearly seems some wave 3 uptrend coming in the stock at current levels, and usually when the stock goes in the wave 3 uptrend, that's definitely start of a new up move. So I think all these previous highs, all-time highs which were there in for 2007, 2008 levels, even those have been crossed now. So I think that's a good sign of an uptrend. Definitely, it's very difficult to get into the stock right now after last 6-7 days of continuously upper circuit. So if anyone is holding the stock, for them it's a very good buy at lower levels, and they should continue to hold. Since after this completion of wave 3, whenever the stock goes into sideways consolidation of wave 4, that would be the opportunity for new buyers or new investors to get in. Right now, new investors, those who want to get into the stock, should just hold on for some sort of correction or a sideways momentum coming in the stock. Then only I think that would be a wise that would become an opportunity to go long in the stock. Existing holders can continue to hold the stock. Apart from that, GSPL, the stock although has been forming higher top, higher bottom formation, but I think now the stock should go in a sideways consolidation mode, because if we observe the weekly and the monthly charts, then the major support for the stock is coming around 120, and 140, 150 has become a resistance for the stock. So 120 to 150 range, I think, would become prominent in this for next maybe for next couple of months or so. So I think it would be a more of a range bound trading in GSPL.
Right. Cipla, Vivek, we're watching out for Cipla earnings today. Anything you're expecting there? And how have you been looking at some of these pharma names of late? Lupin, of course, we've all seen the story play out. Would you stay away from some of the hurdles that some of the counters have been experiencing?
Yes, the pharma sector over last 4 to 6 months has been under significant stress, particularly on account of US FDA concerns. They have raised a red flag on a lot of companies, but we believe this is the price the sector is paying on account of rapid growth that we were seeing. Of course, lobbies in the US which is taking the toll, and now the companies are being forced to relook at this strategy and get their house in order. I think it is going to be a temporary phenomenon, maybe could last for another 6 months to 12 months, and then we believe the things could get sorted out. A lot of stocks have corrected big time. Lupin, for one, looks attractive at current level if a person is not looking from the trading perspective. Sun Pharmaceutical, of course, is the other one which looks good with a medium to long term perspective. The stock has been moving sideways for a very long period of time. It is a time when we start seeing some positive news flow from the company going forward. And not only that, Stride Shashun came out with fantastic numbers. We continue to maintain a positive view on Stride Shashun. Can be looked at current level with a medium to long term perspective, can deliver 25 to 30% return from the current level.
Vivek, good morning. I wanted to take a couple of stocks on the mid-cap side that seem to be strong on the charts, but if you think fundamentally there's anything there. Kohinoor, Balaji Amines, Somani, Ceramics, RS Software, maybe even Harita Seating. There was also Bharat Seats at one point. Just this mix, and maybe Power Grid, if any of these you've looked at.
I have not looked at any of these companies, but yes, Harita Seat came out with good numbers, looks positive. Also, we are going to see a significant positive momentum as far as the auto sector is concerned. We believe definitely this company should be benefiting from the volume growth. The other one we spoke about was Somani. The stock moved up by something like 10 or 11% yesterday after a fantastic number. The company seems to be on a right path. Typically, most of these tile companies, they are using a blended strategy, partly their own capacity and partly they go in for JVs, particularly with the companies in Morbi. As far as Somani is concerned, they are focusing on a slightly higher share of their own tile manufacturing, with a new plant having come up in Haryana. They will be one of the bigger beneficiaries of fall in the gas price that we saw early this month. That was reflected in last quarter numbers. So we believe the company is in the right strategy. The stock had been a big underperformer, should benefit from the volume growth and improvement in the margins on account of fall in the gas price, wherein they will be one of the bigger beneficiaries because they have got a significant capacity of their own, unlike others which were having major capacity in JVs. So we believe though the stock has run up, a person holding on to the stock should hold on. Any weakness should be used as a buying opportunity.
Richard, the sugar stocks seem to have gone two ways. You had yesterday Ugar Sugar, I think, Andhra Sugar, they're still maintained, but do you need to be a little more focused on the charts themselves before picking up a sugar stock? At one time, this Dwarikesh and Mawana used to run up. Which ones do you find where the charts are still strong, and do you need to start taking some profit off the table?
So I think that this upside rally in sugar stocks is will still continue. I'm not expecting any major downfall or any major profit booking from current levels. Overall, the chart structure seems positive. It's a 5-wave impulsive up move. We are still trading in wave 3. Amongst the stock specific, we are quite bullish on Balrampur Chini at current levels. I think the stock has steadily forming this high top, high bottom formation, and after every correction, we see that 5 to 7% if the stock corrects, then again there is a demand coming in, and when the stock's prices again go higher. So if the prices again correct up to 100, 105 zone, which is a crucial support for the stock, one should use this as a buying opportunity in Balrampur Chini. On the higher side, it's quite possible the stock would at least turn up to 130 to 135 maybe in next couple of months.
Okay, mid-cap, some of these mid-cap financial names as well. Richard, we had Groove Finance, Manappuram, M&M Finance, some of these in the news, some of them active. Any of these cropping up on your radar?
I think we have, as we even spoke about Manappuram Finance, that has been one of the top pick seems right now amongst these mid-cap finances. The stock has started forming this higher top, higher bottom formation, and even on the higher side, the major resistance I think would come around 71, 72. So I don't think there would be any major resistance coming in before 71. So any correction, if the stock again dips up to 46, 47, use that as a buying opportunity for 71, 72 target.
So can we just put just two windows, right? Okay, you can put all the four windows, all the four, Smita. Yeah. So Richard, I just wanted to ask you. You looked a little serious today. Is it because you're long or short? Is the markets going up or down? We'd like to know from your personal thought process what's going on.
Yeah, well, I don't have any personal position in the markets as of now. But definitely, as we are speaking, there are more of a moves wherein it's more of a stock-specific market now. So it's not that even the markets would go in a one direction on the upside or on one direction on the downside. So when we are talking about mid-cap finances and all that, that's the space where we have been bullish since quite a few times now, and when we continue to stay bullish in this space. So I think it would continue to move higher. if you're talking about mainly mid-cap finance space.
Okay, what about IT? Vivek, let's talk about some of those names as well. We've been quiet of late. We're also watching out for Tech Mahindra numbers today. A lot of currency fluctuations of late as well. What are you looking forward to when it comes to one of the last of the IT numbers?
We have discussed this in our past interactions. As far as IT is concerned, I am not very positive as far as the IT space is concerned. I am talking about these large IT names, that is top 4 or 5 companies. They are facing significant headwinds, particularly on the pricing front, as there seems to be a slight slowdown in the international market, and the competition seems to have gone up significantly. Wage inflation, as far as local companies are concerned, high visa costs are also taking a toll. Most of these companies, they are typically into wage arbitrage business, and as a result they are under pressure. The focus definitely seems to be shifting towards high value added or high margin business, that is digital, or for that matter cloud data analytics, but still that is very small compared to the overall scheme of things. I have been maintaining that it is very difficult to change the character of a company. Nescom has guided for a 10 to 12% growth. Best guidance has come from Infosys, which is talking about 11.5 to 13.5%. Of course, they will stand to benefit on account of weakening of the INR, but that should not be taken as something which is coming from the company itself, because that is something which should be seen as a bonus. So in case a company is growing at a rate of 10 to 12%, yes, they will find support, but the valuations do not give comfort. You could be having a lot of other stocks in different sectors which could deliver a far superior return.
Richard, just on the pattern of the chart, some would say that the market's evenly balanced between those who expect it to go up and go down, because in the last 7-8 trading sessions, it just starts high and then basically gives up its gains, or starts low and basically makes up for it. How do you play this excessive volatility technically, Richard, if you were just playing, let's say, the Bank Nifty or the Nifty itself?
So Ashwin, technically speaking, actually there is no such trade in this range-bound market. If we just talk a week earlier, what happened? Nifty moved higher from 7,700 support towards 17,950. If we recollect, that was a time when most of the traders, short-term traders, were bullish, and they were anticipating that yes, since the markets have moved from 77 to 8,000, 7,950, there's a probability that there would be a breakout on the upside and 8,000 would be taken out. But again, those traders were disappointed over there. And again, market started correcting, and now have corrected towards the support of 7,700. So now in the markets now have moved 250 points lower from its higher range of 7,950. Now those traders are anticipating, yes, the markets have now started correcting, and hence Nifty would give a breakdown of the support and would move significantly lower. So that's not the case. Whenever such range-bound trading sessions happen, usually one should wait for the breakout to come, either on the upside or the downside. Unless such breakout comes, I think it's not wise to take any trade in Nifty as of now. Yes, in case you want to take a trade, take a contra trade when Nifty comes towards the support range or the resistance range. If it's trading at the resistance, rather than anticipating a breakout, take a short trade over there, keeping a small stop loss, because risk reward would be favorable over there. Now the markets, after correction in last 3-4 trading sessions, they have come towards the support end. So rather than anticipating that just because last 3-4 trading sessions were negative, hence Nifty would give a breakdown, I think it's better to take a contra trade over here, because the risk reward is much favorable if the markets continue to remain range bound and the Nifty moves towards the higher end of the range again. So those who want to trade in Nifty, it's better to take a buy call over here. You buy Nifty over here, the risk reward will be quite favorable. Buy around 7,700, you can keep a stop loss of 50-60 odd points. Even if Nifty manages to remain range bound and moves from lower end to higher end of the range, then also I think it would be a good risk reward ratio, and you would be in a good position to take a profit over there.
Okay, let's take a very quick break. Here are some more market views. We'll be back in just a moment, counting down to pre-open.
The Nifty has a positive undercurrent which is avoiding any major selling coming in the markets, and therefore we are witnessing the index drifting downwards due to lack of triggers. To add to this, we have the derivative contract expiry this week. The current view is that the consolidation would continue with high levels of choppy activity in the intraday trade, As of levels, one can watch 7780 and 7820 as immediate resistance and 7700 and 7678 as immediate supports. As we wait for the monsoon, the trend for now will be dictated by the global markets. I have two stock picks for today. The first one is Tata Steel. For the last 1 month, the stock was trading in a downtrend. The last 12 trading sessions witnessed the stock go through a sideways consolidation between 320 and 335. And yesterday we have a downward breakout below this consolidation. With this breakout, the stock will now face resistance on all up moves to 320. This short-term bearish pattern looks good to go short with a stop loss at 326 for a target of 290 expected to be achieved in the coming 1 to 2 weeks. And the second stock is Zee Entertainment. 1 week back, the stock made a bullish flag formation on the weekly charts. Last week was one of consolidation with the price taking a breather. The up move now should again continue to test the recent highs of 458. Therefore, a positional buy with a stop loss at 429 for a target of 458.
Welcome back. You're with us here on Street Smart. Coming on to pre-open now, and we're watching out for Cipla earnings as well. Should be out soon. And we've been in conversation with both Richard Jain and Vivek Mahajan. So overall, though, the trend, Asha, we were discussing earlier as well in terms of the global factors, everything just pointing to further weakness. Even the SGX this morning not really giving us anything to cheer about.
Over this period of time, I've started to think, what are these guys on the futures side doing? The guys who actually write the calls. Maybe this is a feint, I mean, they want you to believe it's going down, and today they just push it up another 100 points. So I'm suspicious of either movement, and I'd say we don't have a clear trend, and that's all we should keep in mind. So it feels like it may be weaker, and they may just surprise you by just taking it up 70, 80 points. Who's they? I'm still trying to figure out.
All right, let's take a look at some of those mid caps. Vivek, we've had quite a few disappointing numbers that have come out on the mid cap front. Just a select few that were okay, but otherwise plenty that disappointed. HSIL, Torrent Pharma, for example, some of these other names, Wellspun. A couple of these textile counters haven't really managed to perform of late. From the mid cap back, what are you tracking in terms of earnings or other stocks that are looking attractive right now, or not?
I saw a lot of good names also in this marketplace, particularly in the mid-cap space. Companies with strong fundamentals, companies which reported phenomenal numbers. One stock which comes to mind is Jamna Auto. The company is catering to the requirement of the passenger vehicle. We are likely to see a continuous momentum as far as passenger vehicle business is concerned. They manufacture leaf spring and parabolic spring. Came out with fantastic numbers. They have gone into a couple of other products. We believe the momentum in the earning as far as Jamna Auto is concerned is likely to continue. Stock is attractively placed at around 145, 146 level. DCM Shriram came out with fantastic numbers. Not only that, there are three main businesses. That is sugar, should be doing phenomenally well in this current quarter and next. They should be doing very well on the chemical front, and this Q1 and Q2 typically belongs to the agri space. They have got a significant portion of agri business as well, which includes seed and fertilizer. We believe the company should be coming out with a very robust number in the first half. Stock again looks very attractive at 170, 171 rupees, can deliver 20 to 25% return in next 6 months. We also saw good numbers coming out from SRF and Indocount. Unfortunately, both these stocks have corrected big time post the numbers on account of some guidance given by them, which has not gone down well with the investors. Both SRF, which is trading below 1200 rupees, and Indocount quoting at 900 rupees looks attractive at current level. PI Industries, we are maintaining a buy on this stock. Looks good with the medium to long term perspective. Could deliver 30% return. Make Money, a small cap company in chemical space, is seeing some pressure of late on account of some large institutional selling. The stock has corrected from 45, 46 level to something like 37, 38 level. Of course, the stock is up by something like 100% from in last 6 months, but we believe this stock can deliver 50% return from current level in next 6 months time.
Okay, we've got pre-open quotes coming up on your screen. Ruchit, very quickly, your strategies for today?
Yeah, so I have two buy calls today, and both the calls are based on basic technical analysis theory that whenever stock is forming higher top, higher bottom, it's in an uptrend, and any correction in such stock should be used as a buying opportunity. So my first pick is the Ashok Leyland. The stock continuously on weekly and monthly charts continues to form this higher top, higher bottom, and now after recent correction from 114, 115, prices are again trading around with support. If you recollect, 100 was the earlier resistance when it gave a breakout in the month of March. So the earlier resistance of 100 should now act as a support. So buy Ashok Leyland at current levels, keep a stop loss below 97 rupees. And from trading perspective, one can keep a target of 105. But I think for one that can hold this position for some more time, the stock has probability again to go towards 112 to 115 range. My second call is a buy call in Petronet LNG. Again, similar strategy wherein higher top, higher bottom formation on higher degree charts. And after correction, the prices are again trading near support. 255, 257 is a good support for the stock. So buy in this range of 255 to 260. One can expect again a resumption of the uptrend from current levels.
All right, thanks for joining us, Ruchit and Vivek. We've also got Gaurang Sharma with us this morning with a quick look at those pre-open quotes. Moved into the green, but as we've learned over the last few sessions, there, Ashu.
Yes, so we'll